The Tarapur highway shimmered under the intense afternoon sun as our car sped along at a steady 120 miles per hour. Hardik, my nephew, sat beside me, his eyes scanning the seemingly endless expanse of the six-lane highway. We had just left Dabhasi village, a place where the aroma of freshly fried pakodas still lingered in our memories. Hardik and his uncle, that's me, had indulged in a plate of those crispy, savory treats before hitting the road again. Now, with the toll plaza receding in the rearview mirror, the journey home continued. The relentless Gujarat sun, a blazing orb in the afternoon sky, hammered down on the 6 lanes of the Tarapur highway. Heat waves danced above the dark asphalt, creating shimmering mirages in the distance. Inside our car, a sanctuary of cool air, the rhythmic hum of the tires on the pristine road was a constant soothing drone. The Tarapur highway shimmered under the intense afternoon sun as our car sped along at a steady 120 miles per hour. Hardik, my nephew, sat beside me, his eyes scanning the seemingly endless expanse of the 6-lane highway. We had just left Dabhasi village, a place where the aroma of freshly fried pakodas still lingered in our memories. Hardik and his uncle, that's me, had indulged in a plate of those crispy, savory treats before hitting the road again. Now, with the toll plaza receding in the rearview mirror, the journey home continued. That toll plaza had been a brief moment of mild tension. A stern-faced police officer stood by the side, flagging down vehicles that caught his eye. We had watched as he meticulously checked for pollution under control, PUC, certificates, insurance papers, and vehicle fitness documents. Thankfully, everything with our car was in order, and we were waved through without delay. It was a stark reminder of the rules of the road, even on this seemingly free-flowing highway. Still a fair bit to go, Mama, Hardik said, breaking the comfortable silence. How many more kilometers do you think? I glanced at the navigation. Looks like we still have a good stretch ahead. We'll pass Dharmaj after Manaj, and then a few more villages before we finally reach home. The names of the villages rolled off my tongue, each one a familiar marker on our journey. The dash cam on the windshield diligently captured the scene unfolding before us. The heat haze rising from the asphalt, the steady stream of cars and trucks in the adjacent lanes, the occasional glimpse of green fields stretching towards the horizon, it was all being recorded for posterity. The sheer volume of traffic on this 6-lane artery was impressive. A constant flow of vehicles connecting different parts of Gujarat. Trucks, laden with goods, rumbled past in the slower lanes, while cars like ours zipped by in the faster ones. The organized chaos of a busy highway was on full display. The air conditioning in the car was our only respite from the oppressive heat outside. Even through the tinted windows, the intensity of the sun was undeniable. I could only imagine how hot it must be for those working outdoors. Look, Mama, a big truck, Hardik exclaimed, pointing to a massive trailer carrying what looked like pipes. His fascination with vehicles was endless. Yes, Hardik, I replied. A very big truck, carrying important things. As we cruised at a consistent speed, the landscape unfolded before us like a movie. We passed fields where farmers toiled under the relentless sun, their figures small and determined against the vastness of the land. We saw roadside stalls selling everything from watermelons to tires, vibrant splashes of color against the muted tones of the highway. The thought of reaching home, of the familiar comforts and the embrace of family was a pleasant one. But for now, the journey itself held a certain charm. The rhythm of the road, the passing scenery, and the shared companionship with my nephew created a unique kind of peace. The sun continued its slow descent, promising a slightly cooler evening ahead. The shadows of the flyovers we passed stretched longer across the road. The names of the upcoming villages flashed on the signboards, Manaj, then Dharmaj, each one a step closer to our destination. That afternoon sun beat down with a fiery intensity on the 6 lanes of the Tarapur highway. Heat shimmered above the asphalt, creating mirage-like distortions in the distance. Inside our car, a comfortable bubble of cool air offered a welcome contrast to the sweltering world outside. Hardik, my nephew, was recounting with animated gestures the delicious dabhasi Fiends pakoda we had just devoured at a roadside stall near our village, Dabhasi. His uncle, a man of few words but keen observation, nodded along with a contented smile. Those pakodas were truly something, Mama, Hardik declared, licking his lips in fond memory. Crispy on the outside, soft and spicy inside. We had just cleared the toll plaza, the efficient electronic system allowing for a swift passage. However, just beyond the toll booths, a contingent of police officers stood diligently by the side of the highway. They were selectively stopping vehicles, their keen eyes scanning for any discrepancies, missing pollution under control, PUC, certificates, expired insurance papers, or issues with car fitness. A sense of cautious awareness settled in the flow of traffic as drivers instinctively straightened their posture and ensured their documents were in order. Looks like they're being thorough today, my brother, Hardik's uncle, commented, his gaze fixed on the activity ahead. Our own documents were in place, a habit ingrained over years of responsible vehicle ownership. We passed through the checkpoint without incident. A brief nod from the officer, our only interaction. The dash cam mounted on the windshield faithfully recorded the scene, the bustling toll plaza, the watchful officers, and the steady stream of vehicles navigating the highway. Still quite a few kilometers to go, isn't it, Mama? Hardik sighed, his initial post-pakoda energy beginning to wane. Yes, beta, his uncle replied, but we're making good time on this 6-lane road. We'll pass through Manaj village soon, and after that, our own Dharmaj. Not too much further now. The speedometer hovered around 120 kilometers per hour, a comfortable cruising speed on the well-maintained highway. A constant flow of traffic surrounded us, sleek modern cars, sturdy workhorse trucks carrying various goods, and the occasional brightly colored local transport vehicle. Each vehicle was a story in motion, heading towards its own destination under the vast expanse of the afternoon sky. The heat outside was relentless, the sun a powerful presence in the sky. Yet, the efficiency of the 6 lanes allowed for a relatively smooth and quick journey. The flyovers we crossed provided brief but expansive views of the surrounding countryside fields, stretching out in hues of green and brown, punctuated by the occasional shimmering pond or the clustered rooftops of a distant village. As we drove, Hardik pointed out various landmarks, a particularly tall tree, a brightly painted shop, a group of children playing by the side of a service road. Each observation was a small marker on our journey home. Look, Mama, that's the sign for Manaj, Hardik exclaimed, his voice regaining some of its earlier enthusiasm. Good spotting, Hardik, his uncle smiled. Dharmaj isn't too far after that. A sense of anticipation filled the car as we passed the Manaj village turnoff. The familiar landmarks of our home district were beginning to appear, each one a comforting reassurance that our journey was nearing its end. The dashcam continued its silent vigil, capturing the heat-hazed highway, the steady speed of our car, the constant flow of traffic, and the quiet anticipation of 2 travelers heading back to their village. And now, dear viewers, if you've enjoyed riding along with Hardik and his uncle on their journey home, please consider subscribing to my channel for more stories and glimpses into everyday life. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to receive notifications whenever a new video is uploaded. Your support is greatly appreciated. The afternoon sun, a molten orb in the Indian sky, relentlessly beat down on the 6 lanes of the Tarapur highway. Heat waves danced above the black asphalt, creating shimmering mirages that seemed to stretch endlessly into the horizon. Inside our air-conditioned car, a pocket of cool tranquility prevailed as Hardik, my energetic nephew from Dabhasi, recounted the sheer joy of devouring dabhasi Feem's pakoda with his uncle just moments ago. The crispy, spicy goodness of the local delicacy still lingered in his enthusiastic narration. Mama, those pakodas just melted in my mouth, Hardik exclaimed, his eyes wide with remembered pleasure. His uncle, a man of quiet wisdom and dry humor, simply nodded in agreement, a faint smile playing on his lips. We had smoothly passed through the toll plaza, the electronic tag ensuring a seamless transition. However, a little further down the highway, the familiar sight of police officers flagged us into a state of mild alertness. They were positioned strategically, stopping vehicles seemingly at random, their sharp eyes scanning for the telltale signs of missing or expired paperwork, the crucial PUC certificate, the all-important insurance, and the vehicle fitness documents. A ripple of caution went through the traffic flow as drivers instinctively checked their mirrors and perhaps offered a silent prayer for compliance. Looks like they're keeping a close watch today, Hardik's uncle observed, his gaze steady as we approached the checkpoint. Our own documents were, thankfully, in order. A brief exchange with the officer, a polite nod, and we were waved through, the dashcam diligently capturing the entire interaction, the serious faces of the law enforcement officials, the varied expressions of the stopped drivers, and the relentless flow of traffic on the busy highway. Still a good bit to go before we reach home, isn't it, Mama? Hardik sighed, the excitement of the pakodas beginning to wane against the backdrop of the long drive. Yes, beta, his uncle replied calmly, adjusting the rearview mirror. But we're making good progress on this wide road. We'll cross Manaj village soon, and then our own Dharmaj. Not too much further now. The speedometer held steady around 120 kilometers per hour, a comfortable pace on the well-maintained 6-lane highway. A constant stream of vehicles surrounded us, everything from small zippy cars to hulking trucks carrying their weighty cargo, each journeying under the vast hazy sky. The heat outside was intense, a palpable force even through the car's insulation. Yet the efficiency of the highway was undeniable, allowing for a relatively swift passage despite the sweltering conditions. The flyovers we glided over offered fleeting but panoramic views of the surrounding landscape, the patchwork quilt of agricultural fields, the occasional shimmering pond reflecting the harsh sunlight, and the distant clusters of houses that marked the presence of villages. Hardik, ever observant, pointed out various sights along the way, a flock of birds soaring overhead, a brightly colored temple by the roadside, a group of laborers taking a break under the shade of a large tree. Each observation was a small marker charting our progress homeward. "Look, Mama, that blue car is so fast," Hardik exclaimed, his eyes wide with admiration. "It is indeed," his uncle chuckled, "but we need to drive safely and steadily." As we approached a familiar landmark, a large billboard advertising a local brand, Hardik perked up. "That means Manaj village isn't too far now." "That's right, my boy," his uncle confirmed. "And after Manaj, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump to Dharmaj." A sense of anticipation settled in the car, a quiet excitement at the prospect of reaching home. The dashcam continued its unwavering recording, capturing the sun-drenched highway, the steady hum of our car, the constant flow of traffic, and the unspoken yearning for the familiar comforts of our village. And now, dear viewers, if you've enjoyed this little journey with Hardik and his uncle on the Tarapur Highway, please consider becoming a part of our community by subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon to receive notifications whenever a new story or video is uploaded. Please consider subscribing to my channel for more stories and glimpses into everyday life. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to receive notifications whenever a new video is uploaded. Your support is greatly appreciated.